Well, good morning. My name is John Driscoll. I'm just some guy out in Montana, in the northern Rockies, enjoying a peaceful day. It's beautiful here in Montana. I I keep thinking of that song, America the Beautiful. It really is a beautiful place. Even with all the problems we are concerned about, America is a wonderful place, filled with wonderful people. And what I'd like to do today is to wish you happy Juneteenth, June 19th. You know, the day that many of our black citizens first found out that they had their freedom like the rest of us. What a great day. What a great concept for a day. So happy Juneteenth. On this occasion, I would like to encourage you to join with me, just a guy, to encourage our senators and our congressional people to insist on a debate about war and peace before we go to war the next time. And right now it looks like if it's not Ukraine and Russia, it's Israel and Iran. And the way we're moving aircraft carriers around, it could be China. But anyhow, I just want us to encourage them to talk about this, talk about it in front of all of us, expose their own ignorance, expose their prejudice, expose their ideals. You know, what is it that they want in the world that a war is going to bring to the world or to us? It's very important. It's kind of an old-fashioned concept like the muskets, you know. The whole gun control issue has gone over the hill. We're not even thinking about muzzle-loading muskets anymore, but the Declaration of War came with muzzle-loading muskets, right? And with the whole idea of our Constitution. It's our right, our constitutional right, to ask our senators and our representatives to debate publicly why they think we should not take up action with regard to war in a specific situation. And I'm serious about this. There's a couple of good reasons for it. One is wars are very, very, very expensive. You think they're going to be expensive, and they're like 5 times more expensive. So here at a time when the congressmen and senators are seriously looking at cutting back on Medicaid, and they're cutting back really in a lot of areas, like out here, the whole firefighting thing is going to be it's going to be tough this summer with the cutbacks. We've got to look at what the cost of a war is going to be on top of that. Now, if people are serious about giving all these tons of money, 2.7, 3.7 trillion, whatever this huge number is that wants to be given back to the people who are wealthy and corporations in return for their support and their campaign contributions, if that's what's going to happen, okay, I'll survive. But if that's what's going to happen and you're worried about the national deficit or the quality of the US dollar, you got to talk about war. You're just like whistling through the graveyard if you don't talk about the cost of war. And then of course there's the cost in blood. And all of us out here, at least, I don't see why we're any different. We've got friends that were killed. We got friends who have kids that were killed just in Iraq and Afghanistan. You know, for some 2-bit war that took me like from about 2021 till about last year. So that's, or 2001 till last year, figure out how in the hell did we get into that war? You know, how did we get into the Iraqi war? And now it's come out that Netanyahu and Sharon were down talking to President Bush at his ranch in Texas, and they're making the same arguments for us to go into Iraq to defend their interests, not our interests, the Israeli interests, that they're making now for us to help them in Iran to defend their interests, not our interests, their interests. Now, You can think all you want about this, but we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. We can't do this on the sleight of hand like we've been doing it. It's too expensive, both in blood and in treasure. Now, another reason we need to have declarations of war is that now we're set up so that we can have preemptive war by the United States government, and we can have preemptive war at the decision of just one person, the President of the United States, because of the so-called technological requirements of our intercontinental ballistic missiles, particularly, and our submarine-based missiles, and then our bomber-based bombs, our cruise missiles. And I don't go for that anymore. If we're going to go to war and we're going to blast somebody's stuff away, we better have talked about it. And that's another reason we need to have a declaration of war. And if we need to have, if the technical requirement is that we need no notice, then have the declaration of war on China or on Israel, not Israel, on Iran or on Russia. Have it done ahead of time. Why do we want to do this? And we're not having that quality of discussion. It really insults Americans. It insults me. I want to know what my 2 senators and my 2 congressmen think about going to war in Iran, or going to war in Ukraine, or going to war with China. I want to know, and I want to see their vote. And then I want to hear them complain about how expensive things are. Right? Yeah. I think if we start elevating the standards by which we expect our congressmen and senators to perform their jobs, it'll begin the process of again elevating the standards by which other public officials do their jobs. I'm tired of all this inside baseball, quick ad libs. I want to know what people think. I want to know why they want to send other people's kids out to kill people. And there isn't much more to it than that. So I guess I'm going to say one other thing. I'm really tired of the incompetence. It's wearing me down, my God. I just got out of the hospital. I'm a veteran. Just got out of the hospital, thankful of the care that my country's been able to provide for me. And then I read in the paper that you got to be a Democrat veteran to get the care. Are you kidding me? I'd eat those assholes for lunch. Happy Juneteenth.